This puzzle right here was the thing that ended my Pyro only original series 2 years ago, which of course resulted in me sacrificing my last ever 5-star weapon. It was not a good day. But after 2 years and starting a brand new account, I surprisingly have a plan. I bet you didn't expect that. But anyways, before I start banging my head on the table and try to figure out anything, let's start from the beginning of where I started. That made no sense. What the fuck? The journey started 4 hours after the event. With me barely getting to sleep, I felt like I was drunk the whole time. Which of course led me to make some very questionable and weird choices. You'll see what I'm on about later on. So we talked to some NPCs on the side, and while making my way to the main event, I somehow got myself stuck. How the fuck did I do that? Well, this right here is what you call, which is another word for autism. And then made my way to the main performance, where Ningguang does her ninjutsu and summon her pet, better known as Zhongli. And would you have guessed? What a coincidence! Zhongli's dead. Why does that rhyme? And of course, us being the foreigners, we got blamed. So you might be asking, how does one such as myself clear the name from suspicion? Well, the simple answer is run. So while sneaking out, I decided to stare at this guy's ass for like 5 minutes. Then got the 5-head idea of taking selfies because, hey, memos, am I right? Then we get caught and pause right there. You see, this child right here, we do not need him. Replay back. As you can see earlier, I've demonstrated that you can indeed just use your glider and jump off the edge. Who could have guessed? Why am I going so high pitched? Anyways, our child saves us from the men and...
Call me child.
I'm gonna stop calling him child because this is getting weird. So Heinz Ketchup, that's a good name, right? So Heinz Ketchup with his 1.4 grams protein and 2.2 grams fiber told us to visit this guy, that guy and this guy to clear our name from these human beings.
Let me give you this.
So he gave us his sprayed vinegar and we made our way. We first meet up with mayonnaise with 3.4 grams of carbohydrates and we get distracted by the men. So of course, as a believer of food and a worshipper, I used Goba to kill them all. And yes, that is a sign of an acoustic guitar. Then he says the iconic lines of
Mio de noche. Buenos dias.
We next make our way to mustard with 0.7 grams of saturation. And to skip a lot of cutscenes, I performed the classic pre-mining the ambers. And I was confident in my abilities. Like, I've done this so many times that I was like, it's never the one at the beginning. Like, I've played this game for 2 years, I know my thing. It was the one at the beginning. What the fuck? And finally, we meet up with soy sauce. That's a condiment, right? And I forgot what happened. So,
Music start! One second.
Then we head back to report back to Heinz Ketchup, and he tells us that the Qixing are doing something suspicious to a dead corpse of Zhongli. God, I really hope they don't. Why do I have a visual image in my head? I did not ask for this. Why, Brian? Why? Get a life. We get introduced to the maker of the dead corpse.
Hey, girlie.
And a lot of dialogue later. I spent 20 minutes trying to get on this Heinz Ketchup's head. What was I doing? I don't know. Then we go out shopping with the dead corpse, and finally Zhongli takes out to eat some food with him. And now let's get back to present time, which is right now. Alright, so for the main course, I've got about 4 plans that I want to do. I mean, each plan has about a 25% chance to succeed, if I'm thinking correctly. But before I start doing any of the plans, I first need to prep some stuff. That's gonna take a while. So while feature is grinding, hopefully, let's talk about how Pyro Only Original, formerly known as One Element, ended. So here's how the old series works. You start off each region with 5 skips, and if you exceed the skip limit, you're gonna sacrifice a weapon, which follows a ladder system, where you start off with a 1-star weapon, and then you just keep going up. Like, the next thing you're gonna sacrifice is a 1-star weapon that's R5, then a 2-star weapon, then a 2-star weapon that's R5. You see where I'm going with this? And as you can see, this is where it got out of hand. I used up all my skips for a Lantern Ride event before the Leeway Archon quest, and ended up in a point where I reached the top of the ladder system, and once I was done with that, the series collapsed. But anyways, let's get back to plans. Yeah. Okay, so I think I've got everything for the plans. I might be missing some things here and there, but we can always get that later on. So let's start with Plan A. Feature Me should have a diagram on the screen, so let me explain how it works. We first go into co-op mode and climb a tree. Then using Geolamine, they place a rock on the tree, and then I climb the rock, use the gadget, and just jump off, and hope for the best that I actually make it to the platform. The plan is as simple as that. But of course, in practical, I have no idea if it's gonna work. So of course, in order to not bother anyone, I'm gonna test it out myself to see if we even get close to the actual platform. Yeah, that sounds logical. Yeah, that's a good move by me. I think I've got a good position on the rock, so we should be good. Boop, there we go. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We're like about 1200 pixels off. That's a lot. I need to position the rock a bit more higher. Yeah.
Starball!
20 minutes later.
Okay, it's been 20 minutes and I've managed to get this in a good position. Oh my god, like, it's so annoying. Like, we're so close. Safe to say, that plan did not work. Listen, I gaslighted myself into doing this thing for about an hour straight. You know what, I've got to like refresh my mind, so let's play some solitaire. Alright, I'm back, and let's try plan B. You see, with the previous plan, the problem was not me, it was Atis Rock, because it's circular and small and not that tall. Okay, that sounds very wrong. Anyways, to solve this problem, all we need is just a bigger and taller rock, in the form of Zhongli. I nearly had a voice crack. So the quest is find rock in co-op. That's gonna take a while. Hey there, feature me here. You see, past me spent an hour straight trying to look for anyone that's got a Zhongli. And with having no luck, he made the desperate choice of starting a live. So to summarize the live, I've tried two different methods. I started off with the Zhongli method, which after waiting for an hour straight, we managed to get a person with a Zhongli. And yup, as you can see, it did not work one bit. In conclusion, I wasted 2 hours of my life on something that did not work. Plan C. Past me came up with this plan after playing solitaire for about 20 minutes, so I'll let him explain it.
Oh no, our Lamine is currently Pyro. Look at that. Pyro Lamine. Look at that, Pyro. And it worked. Pyro swell. This is legal and totally in the rules because she's in every one of my thumbnails. What the fuck? Did I mess up something? Excuse me? Yo, did I break the game?
And that's how I met your parents. Bye.